Okay, welcome everyone. Good Tavach, as we learn the Mishna Yomis for this Motzai Shabbos, as we head into the week of Matas Masai Chazak, and we are sponsored Ilay Nishmas Rav Moshe ben Rav David, L'Refuah Shalema for Yom Moshe ben Chayesov, for the schus of Avram Yom ben Ishmael Malki Yudis and family. We're also sponsored by the Fisher family, L'Nishmas Basik Bas Rabbi, Shalema ben Avram Halevi, Perel Bas Ruvain, and Shamash Rav and Aliyah. We also learn, sponsored by Yoel Klugerman and family for their Gzund Parnas and Nachas. L'Refuah Shalema for Avigdor Aya ben Rivka and Meir ben Chaya Sora. They should have a Refuah Shalema b'Seg Sharcha Yisrael. We all know that it's the position throughout Shas that Reb Meir holds that you need a T'nai Kafel. The only time a T'nai is binding is if you say, if you do this, then it will be a Kiddushin. If you don't do it, it won't be a Kiddushin. And they learned this out from the T'nai that Moshe Rabbeinu made with the Shevet of Ruvain and Gad and Chatzi Shevet Menashe, that if you go fight with Klal Yisrael, then you will inherit on the Transjordan. If you don't fight, you won't inherit. That's Ramei Reimer Kol Tanai She'ena Tanai B'nei Gad and B'nei Ruvain. Any condition that's not a Tanai Kafel, a double condition, saying Hein and Lav, like the Tanai of B'nei Gad and B'nei Ruvain, ain't a Tanai. It's not a good condition. Shenemar, because we find that Moshe Rabbeinu went both ways. Vayomer Moshe Aleim, Im Yavru B'nei Gad and B'nei Ruvain. If they fight, then they will get the land on the Transjordan. If they won't go armed, then they won't get it. Reb Chanina ben Gamliel disagrees. Reb Chanina ben Gamliel that really you don't need a T'nai Kafel normally. Over here, Tzaracha Yadav Amra, he has to say also, if you don't go, because if it didn't say that, I would think that if they don't go, they wouldn't get an inheritance even in Eretz Yisrael proper. Shel Molek Kain, if it didn't say both ways, Yesh b'mashma, I might have thought, Shafilu be'eretz Canaan lo yinchlu, they wouldn't even get in Eretz Yisrael proper a portion. So therefore it just says, if you don't go, you won't get in the Transjordan, but you will get in Eretz Yisrael proper. Now, Mishnah Hay tells us, HaMekadosh is a Isha, if a person is Mekadosh a woman, V'amar kisavar ha'yisi shehi kayanis, I thought she was a kayanis. Vari Levia, turns out she's only a Levia. She's not, doesn't have a good yichus. Or Levia, I thought she was a Levia and she's not so stuck up. Vari Kayanis. Ani, I thought she was poor. Vari Ashira, she turns out to be wealthy. Too fancy for me. Or Ashira, I thought she was wealthy. Vari Ania, Harizuma Kadeshis. Why? She didn't mislead him. And he didn't make any condition. It's only Dvarim Shebelev. It's only something in his heart. And Dvarim Shebelev ain't a Dvarim. We don't pay attention to something that's in his heart. We don't believe him. Now, what about if he makes a Kiddushin on something that's not in his control? And it's something that's not here now. It's not in the Olam now. He's a guy. And he says, you should be committed Kadeshis to me after I convert. Or after you convert. Right now he's an Eved Kanani. He says, after I get emancipated. Or after you get emancipated. She's a married woman. He says, I'm Mekadosh you after your husband dies. Or right now, he's married to a sister. He can't marry Achas Ishta, but he says, I'm Mekadosh you when your sister, my wife, dies. Right now, her husband died, childless, and she's Zokak L'Yibam. But he says, I'm Mekadosh you after you get Chalitza. All these things are Ein Mekadeshes. They're no good. Because if he can't be Mekadosh her now, it can't take effect later on. And likewise, if somebody says to Chatzkel, Im yolda ishtecha nekeva, if your wife has a girl, harihi mekadeshesli, she should be mekadeshes to me. Ain't mekadeshes. That's not a good Kiddushin. However, im hoise eishes chaveru muberes, but if Chatzkel's wife is pregnant, and you already see a bump, you already see that she's pregnant. So if he says, if she has a girl, she's mekudeshes to me, dvarav kayamim, his words are upheld, vim yolda nekeva, and if this child that she's pregnant with now, which is ba'olam, is a female, mekudeshes, it would be a good kiddushin. Okay, Rabbi said we're going to stop over here now. It's not too early to remind people that if you would like to sponsor the shir for Matas Masay Chazak, we don't have a sponsor yet, you could text to 718-916-3100 or email to rmmwsi@aol.com. Shir Daf Yomi tomorrow night is at 8:45. Thank you for joining us and have a wonderful evening.